Assalamu alaikum and peace. This is Imam Malik Mujahid, and you're watching Muslim Network TV on Galaxy 19 satellite, which covers all Canada, USA, and Mexico. So if you try to run away from USA, we will get you in Mexico. From USA, we'll get you in Mexico or in Canada. I heard a lot of people are Googling how to move to Canada, and they keep doing it every 4 years for some reason. You can also watch us on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and of course on our own website, muslimnetwork.tv. We're there 24/7, and we produce 8 hours of daily programmings, repeated 3 times. The other night, we had 3 white guys on TV who took 90 minutes of our lives, and 67 million people watch. 67 multiplied by 90, not good in the math. Today we'll discuss who those people were and what were they talking about. And to help us discuss and solve these mysteries, we have 3 persons, extremely smart people. I don't know which college they went to, but they are smart people. Muna Abdul Mishan, welcome to Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you?
Muna is an international comedian based in Chicago. She has performed, emceed, and produced comedy shows around the world in English, in German, and in Arabic. And we'll find out which one is going to be the 4th language she's going to preach people. And talking about preaching, we have Preacher Moss. Welcome, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Preacher Moss is an all-star comedian and educator from Texas. His End of Racism comedy and lecture tour was voted the best diversity act. He invented Allah Made Me Funny tour. Welcome to Muslim Network TV, Brother Preacher.
Thanks for having me, brother. Thanks for having me.
Right. And we have Omar Reagan. Welcome, Omar Reagan.
Hey, wa alaikum salam.
All right. He's a stand-up comedian, actor, and former musician. Former, why? We will ask that. From Michigan. He's known for Rush Hour 2 and is founding principal of Halalywood, which is about to take over Hollywood if it has not already done so.
Inshallah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. What was it which you guys watched? And 67 million people watching that thing. Is it okay to call it that thing? What do you call it?
I call it the first verbal UFC match.
Oh, okay, verbal UFC. All right, all right. Well, how come? In that some Muslim from Russia dominate? How come you guys were behind dominating this one?
Listen, bro. This is the end of white society. Basically, they're eating themselves. They're eating their own children. And what I suggest people do is somebody figure out how to make it pay-per-view. And
Right.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I got all kind of ideas. Pay-per-view,
Right.
school system.
Yeah.
Man, Jamil, forget a trial. We're just gonna bribe people like they do. We're gonna get him out in about a week, as well. And the next time they don't follow the rules, basically, is they take turns standing on each other's necks for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. That's it. Whoever makes it wins. There you go.
Okay, Mona. Who
And that's it.
Rap.
Say what?
Rap.
Pay per view.
Okay. Okay. What can you read from the body language of either one of them? Mona, you have any ideas about? Do you read body language?
Yeah, actually, all of us as comedians, we do. We know body language. We're so instinctive. We're actually, I'm just guessing on behalf of my gentleman here. We're human lie detectors, so we can smell it coming. We know. The disappointing thing I'm American, British, Palestinian, all from Chicago, so I've got a lot of Chicago style hood in me, and it's actually quite it's unnerving that the United States has just shown its backside to the world. The world can play chess now, knowing, and if that is, if the intention was to show, our backside and show our chess game that we don't know what we're doing, we've succeeded. So I'm actually pretty proud of that behavior because it really showcased how badly reform is necessary. And I agree with Dr. Moss. I agree, like, society, the white society is coming crashing down, and it's just insane.
Get that popcorn ready. There you go.
Yeah, or it's a distractant, or this whole thing is a distractant to keep people feeling they need to be engaged.
I mean, tell them on it. Reading body language. I looked at Donald Trump. I looked at his body language. You know what it says? I don't really have any black friends. That's what it says. I don't have any Latino friends. That's the ones that work for me.
He's so irate. He's interrupting. So it's like he doesn't even know what he's talking about. And
yes,
frankly, it feels
I
like
know what I'm talking about, Mona. I know what I'm talking about. I said it a million times.
Stressed because he was thinking, you know what? I hope that check for $750 passed for my.
Also, he's one of those. Right, he's one of those kinds of bosses that actually don't know what they're doing. He acts like he was born into the family and then got, he ended up becoming the CEO. He doesn't actually know what's going on in his company, so he's just yelling. And the fact that the others were even engaging or spoon feeding him is the whole thing. Like, it really does feel like a show.
Honestly, his body language reminded me of Boss Baby. Like,
yeah.
I thought that he was gonna be like, yes, he did it. He's doing it. Tell him to.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't throw a chair.
He's a man baby, yo. He's a man baby.
Well, people were saying that within 1 hour of that thing, people were thinking how to move to Canada, and some people were in so much rush. They Canada as Canada, how to move to Canada. Did anyone of you were Googling that?
Canada.
Hey, in the end, just call it what it's gonna be. I'm like Minister Farrakhan. In the end, you're gonna be stuck with an old white man. Doesn't matter. Old white man with old white man habits. Forget the politics. America likes old white men, and that's who they elect. So that's whether you like Biden, whether you like Trump. You know what? The idea is, that person's gonna be in power, and for another 4 years, you're gonna have to deal with it. Like, we couldn't get rid of Trump. He broke the law, essentially. I don't care if anybody did it, he breaks the law. But because of the Constitution, we have to wait to prosecute it. Imagine I rob a liquor store, and then the cops come up while I have the gun, the liquor, and the money, and I go, hey, I'm the president. You're gonna have to wait. And they go, yeah, that is right.
Sorry, Mr. President.
To get you. Come on, bro.
Typically, what liquor store? I don't know what you're talking about. There's no such thing as a gun. Alcohol is halal. That's the combo plate that's going on in this man's house. It's cuckoo nada. You know what I always said? I'm like, yo, come to Chicago, kiddo. He came and he couldn't handle it. Remember, he was kicked out of Chicago because it was too much ruckus. I'm like, come on, I'll debate you. Come on, kiddo, let's go.
Well, he mentioned Chicago the other night at that thing. He mentioned Chicago. Look at Chicago. Look at Chicago. But I'm going to tell you, Imam Malik Abdul Mujahid, I didn't Google Canada. I was like, man, I want to know what his pay-per-view thing is going to be because I need to stay here for front row seats.
Right.
I need to see
Canada. Why are we going to Canada to do what? We should be going to like Togo. We should be going to Sierra Leone. We got to learn how to fight. We got a leader. We got to like oust. We're going to go to Angola. Who's good at ousting in a healthy, clean, empowered way their leader?
I mean, here's the deal.
Fighting in Canada.
Here's the deal. The guy, he basically is a shout out to a group called the Proud Boys, right? I Googled the Proud Boys. There's nothing to be proud about. Have you seen the Proud Boys? And let me say this too. You know why there's Proud Boys? Because there's no proud women who be with them. That's why.
Word. There you go. There you go. There you go. The Proud Boys don't need to be
Proud, lonely. Right, man. That's what it is. Come on, it's a jumble. One of
Stand back
I
and
think
stand
we
by.
need
his last name is Ruiz. He's Cuban. I'm like, come on, get it together.
I think we need to register the domain name Proud Woman. There is something you're on. Why do you think? Well, do you think people should cancel the rest of the debates?
Please don't.
You want to know my like actual opinion for real, or the thing I should say because I'm on air and I should be a responsible adult. But you want to know like what Allah shows me? When I'm in salah, alhamdulillah, inshallah, like when I'm in salah, I really feel the only way to change a system is to let it fall and not engage. So if people cancel the debates and no one shows up to the poll, what America are you going to do now? Now what, America?
Well, I kind of feel like this. Look, Brother Ali had this thing. I wish I could bring it up, but he talked about the fact that America is so focused, like most of America, is so focused getting back to this idea of normal, getting back to comfortable. And then he flipped it and he said, you know, African Americans, their whole life, and I've said this on the Shout Out Show, I grew up understanding from all my relatives who love me, whatever you do in life, wherever you go, your education, your money, you are not safe in America. And now you have a situation where it's moved beyond the African American community, and people as a whole, the American experience, people are not feeling safe because of COVID, the economy, the president. And so
everything, you know, Trump, everything.
And Muslims need to get out of this thing of trying to be everybody's friend and get into the business of making people uncomfortable. It's okay. You know,
Yes.
I'll tell you how I met Omar's dad in Flint at an event. I always tell him this story. It was an interfaith event. And, you know, we were trying to, you know, I'm there, there's another comedian, and they have all the rabbis and da-da-da, and everybody's doing this thing. And I look at his dad, and his dad looked at me, and I was like, oh, it ain't gonna be good, but it's gonna be funny. You know what I'm saying? And he gets up and he goes, okay, I know you heard a lot of this and that. I said, but I'm trying to help y'all out. He goes, if you die and you're not Muslim, you're going to hell. People, that was hilarious. I died laughing. You know why? Because he spoke his heart. You know what I'm saying? He spoke his heart. And there was no phoniness about it. And somebody else could have said the same thing. My point is, people are not living their truth. And if your truth is this religion, then you need to be able to say, this is how I feel. So I'm not, any Muslim that's happy that said, that Joe Biden said, enchilada on TV, that's what it sounded like. But then it sounded like enchilada. I'm sorry, folks, I can't get excited. I mean, I hope if he gets elected, God, let him get into office soon, because he looks like a cat with allergies, brothers and sisters. It's just like, I'm like, come on, Joe, get it together. And the other thing is, Joe Biden and Trump, a bunch of politicians are trying to run out the clock on all the things that are going wrong right now. COVID, unemployment, police brutality. They're just trying to ride the clock out on it. They're going to get to a point where they understand people are tired of protesting, and then they'll come back and do the same thing. I've been through this chase before. I'm 53 years old. I've been through the whole hustle before. I protested. I stood up for justice. I've done all these type of things. Going back to when I was 17. And you know what I see? I see a cycle. And it's playing out the clock, playing out the clock, playing out the clock. So let's not play out the clock. Stop the clock and have some real conversation, some real debate. That's it. And if they don't want to debate, then we need to be up saying, hey, listen, we're going to speak our opinions to the American people. We'll use your time. You guys go sit down, take your train rides, go to your country clubs, because that's where you want to be anyway. You know, that's what I'm saying. And just be real.
All right. So stand by We'll be right back after these messages. I didn't say stand back and stand by.
My wife, she's a professor at the University of Cincinnati, who's Catholic, and by her watching and listening to our 3-year-old son watch Adam's World, she ended up taking Kalima Shahada. She embraced Islam because she learned so much about Islam and the other prophets. It really affected our life in a great way, and because of Sound Vision and Adam's World, we're Muslims.
I took my Shahada 15 years ago, and I actually am from a rural part of Ohio. And so I found the catalog for Sound Vision, and I ordered the tapes and the CDs and the books, and I used those, and especially for my little daughter, that's how we basically learned our Islam, and Islam entered our hearts through the wonderful works of Sound Vision.
Okay, assalamu alaikum, brother. I just want you to know that I love the Sound Vision website, that a lot of times when I'm looking for information, especially as it relates to homelessness, domestic violence, and women issues, I go to that website, and then I see what you've written, and then I copy and paste it and spread the word, because the wisdom is there. So I can't do any better than what Sound Vision has already done.
Sound Vision is our survival guide. It is the organization that provides skills for Muslims how to survive and thrive in this community here in the U.S.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Anam, I'm in 11th grade, and I grew up with Adam's World, and what it taught me was unity, respect, and love for the Muslim Ummah.
Adam's World is the greatest show ever made. Take me to the Kaaba, man. I love that puppet.
Welcome back to Muslim Network TV. This is Imam Malik Mujahid. I have 3 people who have serious advice for our country, Mona, Preacher, and Umar. Okay, so I need your help. I mean, we need to straighten out what's going on in our country, friends, and you guys communicate with people. I want people to be encouraged, take charge, and change the world. So tell me, Umar, how would you help Trump prepare for the next debate? You are responsible. You have this charge now.
I would like get one of those like leashes, like how the white people generally all the white people put their babies on those leashes, right? And then I may put like a little alert, like with the little taser on them, so he'll know when not to speak, and so that can help him. And then maybe I can have him do some push-ups. And then we gotta fix his hair, because I want him to get everything out so that everybody can really see who he is. Not that we don't know, but like what Mona said, like, oh my God, they're showing their backside, and haram that you have to see this backside. But guys, I gotta show you. If I'm in charge of helping Trump in this next debate, I gotta show you what it's all about. Maybe tighten up his clothes. He looked like he had some issues going on, fix it, get him a new haircut, Maybe we should put Trump in blackface. What y'all think?
I'll vote for him if he converts to Islam.
Okay, that assignment in the next show. Right now, tell me, Mona, how you gonna help Biden?
How am I going to help Biden?
Yeah, you are supposed to train Biden for the next debate.
Then he's going to come to my show on 11/3. If he actually shows up, that'd be great. If he's watching this right now, 11/3 Diversity Bowl. We got all Chicago's top comics. It's going to be a comedy live election night coverage. We're going to have folks that are like obviously the van, like the intellectual voice. We're going to have comedians saying, oh, news results in Idaho. No, and then we go into jokes. It's going to be a lot of fun. If Biden wants any involvement from me and the Chicago's comedians, he's going to come and have the debate with me. That's the only way I'd help. My bad.
Okay, so that's after the fact. You need to prepare him for the next debate. So I will give
The
him
next
more
debate.
to think. But preacher, tell me, how you are going to guide Wallace, the next Wallace, to do the debate? I mean, that poor guy looked like a substitute teacher.
Here's the deal. I don't know who's the next moderator. Do you know?
I don't know who.
I have a suggestion for the next moderator. Listen carefully. Around the world, the next moderator of the next debate should be the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and each candidate will be flanked by FOI.
One or two?
One behind, just in punching range. That's one. And I think every time they start lying, if they lie for a minute, they allow the minister to talk for 10 minutes to rebuke. In fact, rebuke everything. Oh my!
If Farrakhan is moderator, I think Trump will look like Wallace at the debate.
Well, it was either going to be Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan or Dick Gregory, but Dick Gregory's no longer with us.
Dick Gregory.
Hey, so I'm like, hey man, the minister's 87. Get it in. Get it in. You might not make it to the next election. We hope so, but get it in.
What rule changes you guys will look for the next debate?
We need a mute button or something, I think, so that they could just stop. Like
instead of fruit of Islam on both sides, you rather have mute button?
I think fruit Islam is good. This is what I think. This might work. They should just let the wives fight it out. That's what I think. Just let the wives fight it out.
Yes, I want that.
I said I want you to stand up for your man, and we'll probably need we need
take off our earrings.
We need subtitles for Melania. We'll have subtitles, and like Jill and Melania get it on pay-per-view. That's the opening bout. There you go. See,
that's an interesting point you make, Preach. Interesting point you make about the wives, because the wives seem so pleasant and so nice. Like after they just come up there so pleasantly, and I was like, this is
exactly.
What is this? Exactly. What is this marriage like?
I mean, dude, here's the deal, man. Forget the subtitles for the wives. They should let us do the subtitles for what the candidates meant to say.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Trump
says video, they say words, and then we have actually what it's actually going on.
There you go. When he says, I've done so much for Black people. And then you add in, I've done so much for unemployment. Then you add in, I say Black people. Then you add in.
And translate it. Yeah, we translate. We can translate it.
And what you have is you have like a control group that just responds to your words and not theirs. It is.
I think also after the election, when the tallies are in, everybody should get a care package based on the perceived intellect that's there. So if clearly the United States doesn't have, any skills and logic or ethics, I mean, our school system is, so let's just see, okay, whoever voted for Trump, clearly this is the care package that you're going to get delivered at your door, Amazon, filled with spray tan, clearly, because that's what you value, so all the certain things that are really represent Trump, America needs an education.
I think we should go back.
Well, I need some education, friends.
I have an idea.
Go ahead, brother.
A good idea. They should hold the debates at the Apollo in Harlem.
Yes. Yeah.
And call it debate time at Harlem.
With the stand up, let's do it.
Bring back all the audience from like the 70s and the 80s. We bring out the Sandman every time they tell a lie. Yeah. The Sandman comes out, dances in front of him like trying to talk.
Hey, listen, they wouldn't even make it to the stage. They wouldn't get a word out.
I can hear the band right now. There you go.
Really? I need some serious help. I need some education here.
Okay.
Although I'm younger than all of you, but I can still,
subtitles.
I understood when Biden used the word clown or shut up man or Putin puppies. This much I passed. But I fail to understand what is keep yapping man. What is that?
That's a fight term. That's a fight term. Like keep talking. See what happens. That's white people's version of keep talking. See what happens. But with white people, they just let you keep talking so you can see what happens.
Okay. Mona, what is this? They want to take out cows. What was the discussion of cows? Remember, there were cows in the debate. Who is taking out cows?
I don't know, but I feel like that on behalf of the half of me that is white, the I don't know, the half of me that is white really wants to emphasize that it's not that not all white people are evil. There's a specific group of people that is involved in this election situation that happens to be old, white, and representing belief systems that are totally out of whack. And this cow thing, dude, I'm telling you, I feel like every time I watch this, it feels like it's a distractant. Suddenly we're going to be obsessing about gays again, just to distract. Like this doesn't, I don't know. I'm not taking any of it seriously. Like the guy said from the beginning, it's pay-per-view. If it's cow, cool. Maybe that's why they want to start because they knew no.
I think I heard something about gay cows, Mona. Gay cows.
I'm telling you. Hey, basically, the thing is about what's going to be.
All I was thinking was this is highly offensive to the Hindus. Like, wow, they're really attacking cows like just publicly, and I was shocked.
We got nothing else to talk about. They much been. It feels like our debate is a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. And mine, you're like, what are we doing here?
I mean, I'm just wondering, and I'm waiting on what the lobby branch for cows has to say about this. I mean,
yeah, I mean, cows.
Somebody has to say something about the cows.
Yeah. I think you should speak on behalf of cows. I mean, you need to give some, some help there.
I think that the reason why that they had, I said the reason why they had to mention cows is because they seriously have beef with each other.
Oh, finally! There's the joke.
Well, I thought somebody was main complaint about the debate was where is the beef?
There we go. Bam! Imam, do you want to go on tour? I feel like you're comedian.
Why you guys are about destroying suburbs? Why are you destroying suburbs? What's wrong with you? That was a major issue. Why you're destroying suburbs?
When I heard suburbs, I was like, wow, is that the reason why we have gentrification? I didn't know. I thought suburbs was generally white. So I was like, they're only referring to the whites right here.
No, that's paperwork suburbs, bro. It's paperwork suburbs. See, now there's suburbs, and then there's paperwork suburbs. Paperwork suburbs is where they've been able to switch around voting and redlining and stuff like that. That's paperwork suburbs. So we bring up the paperwork suburbs in the election, just like, see where the Proud Boys live?
Yeah.
Those aren't suburbs. I've seen where some of the Proud Boys live. Again, not a reason to be proud.
They're states.
Exactly. Has hit it. It's all states. And I think the whole thing is, and to be really, really clear about this, I want to say Donald Trump, he's put America and American the Constitution and democratic process, he put it back in the hurt business again, where it hurts people. Where to stand up, it means that you're going to be threatened. Now, there's no, we're talking about freedom, equality, justice, equity. He's put it in the hurt business. Now, like I said, African Americans, we had to deal with the hurt business. We never put ourselves in the hurt business. So now you have a guy that's saying, hey, everybody, don't look at me. KRS-One had this great thing about the word blame. He said his wife gave it to him. The word blame, B-L-A-M-E. We think it means blame. She broke it down. It means because looking at me ain't easy.
I like that.
It's all these people, they can't handle blame because when they say blame, it's exactly what it is.
Hey, so preach, look, to help them for the next day, why don't we get one of those tags on these guys because looking at me ain't easy.
All the blame is on you. I know where to place the blame. Yeah, I mean,
tell me this.
Can I step in real quick? One of the things I'm noticing in general that's being reflected in this conversation is that I don't think women really get that they have access and they have a responsibility. Every time a woman preaches about toxic masculinity and doesn't also mention toxic femininity that contributed and co-signed to the toxic masculinity, we have a missing. Dude, there's a woman missing in that center, smacking upside the head and say, what are you talking about? I think America in general needs a nice smack upside the head and said, you know what? Sit down, shut up, think about what you did. Enough.
Okay, so that is coming up, Kamala Harris.
I'm tired of it.
So what you are expecting in that debate with Kamala Harris and Pence?
She's got too much on her. She's got too much now.
Look, who? What's his name? Who?
Pit.
Yeah, that means that the vice president is an owl. Who? Vice president.
Somebody came up with the rewriting of his name also on that basis.
Well, I don't want to think. I want to say what I thought about.
Uh-oh.
But I'll leave it alone. This is a family show.
Yeah, this is a family show, so be careful on this.
It's a family show.
Yeah.
That means absolutely nothing, bro.
So what are you expecting?
Did y'all know that Pence is like actually like small change in England?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Omar. Wink, wink. That's what I was gonna say, Mona. It was a currency difference.
I'm sorry, Imam Malik. What'd you say?
Well, tell me, what is that thing about Biden saying inshallah? Did he say or he didn't? And why people are jumping up and down about it?
The fact that white people are jumping up and down, the fact that it made headlines, the fact that it's a conversation is allowing for once some semblance of beauty to emerge in the Native American Muslim, all right? The fact that is an issue, that's the thing I find beautiful in its own. However you guys want to interpret it, I just wanted to point out the fact that it's even being addressed from love, not fear.
Well, it's against white rules. You know, you cannot talk Arabic. That's like, come on. Then you can't, white people, no, you can't do that. We only have a chosen few. We took them, Imam Suhaib Webb and Baraka Blue. Shoot.
So I mean, did he really say inshallah?
I don't know, man. You know what the fact is, bro?
No, not the way you said it.
Yeah, not the way he said it. He said it like he was changing his mind. Oh my God.
Don't you like the body language we talked about, Mona? Don't you like the look? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Did I gain the win? Muslim crowd.
He said it like,
go ahead.
Inshallah, like he was crossing the street. Like, inshallah. Inshallah. Okay, I can go. What's the point, man? I mean, everything is, being appropriated for this election. You got rap songs being appropriated. You got hip hop songs being appropriated. You got country songs being appropriated.
And now you have the international Muslim no, the nice no.
Is it any surprise that somebody would say something from the Muslim?
I feel like
is it any surprise
You know
I
what
mean,
I
if
feel
you
like?
came on with a kufi, I would not be surprised. If Donald Trump came on with a shalwar kameez,
Yes. I'd be like, yeah.
eating a pork chop,
Yeah.
I would not be surprised. And people
He'll be
go,
like, I
wow,
got this from Modi.
he's
I
culturally
got it
rich.
from Modi. He gave it to me as a gift. I got it from Modi. But listen, I believe I was thinking that the Biden was maybe like, I need to get the easiest word to say to connect with the Muslim audience. I want to connect with them. What is the easiest one? Somebody said, oh, say inshallah. And he couldn't do it.
Well, maybe he can move on to say Alhamdulillah somewhere, maybe.
Inshallah.
He's working on it.
That's the only way it seems. This is the only Islam you're going to get in this debate. I think some dubious inshallah came and all the Muslims are jumping, beating their chest.
Why?
Wow, inshallah.
Why are Muslims are we that hard up, man?
Yep.
Seriously, we just that thirsty.
Muslims gotta stop being so
I'm like,
thirsty.
you see it all the time. Like, oh, it's a Muslim then. I'm like, relax. Look,
Hey,
the woman said this at the Breonna Taylor press conference. And what she say? She said, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. You hear that, Muslims? All skin folk ain't kinfolk. And just because somebody says inshallah, don't mean they're down with your team. Just because they say alhamdulillah, don't mean they're down with your team.
Hey, but preach, even in the Muslim community, inshallah just really doesn't work anymore.
It don't mean they're down with your team. Somebody said, inshallah, brother, I'm gonna pick you up tomorrow. You better have an Uber, taxi money, or your own car, because you just don't know.
You're watching Muslim Network TV and Mona, Preacher, and Omar team. Please stand by. We'll be right back after these messages.
What was it like when you started this network out, when you started Sound Vision those many years ago?
You know, after 9/11, one lady called me and she says, what is your channel which I can watch? And I say, I'm sorry, we don't have a channel. And you know what she said? She said, then how America will know about you?
SubhanAllah. Anything you want to say to the people who are watching? We had one sister who messaged that she grew up on Sound Vision. What do you say to the people who have been long supporters?
Thank you. Thank you. It is because of you we are able to do all of that. So the generation of Adam's World, you need to take it over for the next generation. And that's my invitation to you. So keep telling everybody where to watch. They can watch it on Galaxy 19 satellite, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or easy thing, muslimnetwork.tv, or our YouTube channel, or our Facebook channel. And with your help, inshallah, ladies, the one who called me, what channel should I watch Muslims on? Answer is here and now.
Open up your eyes.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, it's your brother Zain Bika from South Africa. One of the first educational programs ever produced for Muslim children was the ever popular Adam's World series. The colorful and comical Muslim puppets stole the heart of a generation. Sound Vision will be releasing brand new episodes of Adam's World with the launch of a Adam's World app. Subscribers will enjoy new Adam's World episodes as they are released, as well as all the classic episodes of Adam's World. So visit adamsworldapp.com now to learn more, subscribe, and enjoy new adventures of Adam and his friends. And let's keep helping tomorrow's Muslims today. Assalamu alaikum.
Adam's World. Believe me, there's a lot to see. Bismillah. Let's explore.
Welcome back to Muslim Network TV. So Commander-in-Chief has ordered Proud Boys to stand back and stand by. What does it mean for you guys? Did you hear Commander-in-Chief order placing that order?
Yeah, I heard that very clear. Just wait for my word. Wait for my signal. That's what it sounded like. And what that means for all the American people, we know what it means for the blacks. So we're trying to tell everybody else, be prepared.
Here's the deal, man. It's probably maybe together. I'd be like what, 300-400 Proud Boys, and they're not all in the same place. You know, I know gang culture. Omar, you know gang culture. Mona, you know gang culture. If you really about it, you don't announce it.
What are you doing? Yeah, you can't.
They can't announce it.
Comment.
This is you don't announce it. This is not something that you put over broadcast, television, debate. You just pumping up dudes to get hurt. You know, you just pumping up dudes to get hurt. You're gonna send people into the wrong parts of Chicago, the wrong parts of LA, and folks gonna be like, "We've been waiting for you."
But somehow, preach, that's working for them somehow. Because just like I just read that, I don't know if he was quote unquote or technically a part of the Proud Boys, but they have raised $500 for that lone hero that shot people and ran by the cops and was. Yeah.
There's also
let me tell you what. Let me tell you how that works though. When you're in prison, $500,000 don't mean a whole lot.
Okay, Mona, you were saying something about that.
I was saying also some random Nigerian prince also gets a lot of money from some innocent contributor. So like anybody will pay for anything. Also, one of the things that has popped up here in communication that I think we should really be cognizant of, especially because we're Americans, is the conversation around white. Like at this point now, like a white American can be actually the difference between a Croatian American and a Bosnian American. So let's just make sure that we're honoring, because there was just a comment that came through, like how not all white people are bad. And as American Muslims, we actually get to walk a fine line of, you know, white could be a fellow Muslim.
You know, like what you said, I see what she's saying, right? But the truth of the matter is, this is the conversation. And we have to understand that acknowledging different tribes is not the issue. Hatred towards different tribes. So in the Quran, it tells us that you are created different so that you can get to know each other. So acknowledging our differences is not the issue. Right, but hating each other because of their differences is the issue, I would say, to my good sister.
Let's talk a little bit about Muslims in politics. You know, 90% Muslim in last presidential election voted, almost 90% voted for Hillary Clinton, and 9 or 10% voted for Trump. And when Pew survey asked people, majority of them, 66% say they're Democrats, 20% say they're independent, 30% say they are Republican. But here's my question. They're all not satisfied. 57% of Republican Muslims say that their party is not friendly towards Muslim, and half of the Democrat also say the same thing. Their party is not friendly towards Muslims. So why Muslims are dissatisfied how their parties treat them?
Well, I think the issue is Kanye West had this great term, and Muslims need to be really, really clear about what I'm about to say. When you get in the politics game and you don't know what you want, you're not willing to fight for what you want, you're going to go along to get along. What did he say? Get used to being used. That's it. You can't go to all these policy meetings and not stand up. You're the Muslim in the room. You're not going to stand up. You're not going to put up. We go to the iftars and all that stuff, but you ain't changing policy. That's number one. And number two is like, it's a game when you get into it. It's a hustle. Stop. I've said this before, but stop expecting people who don't like you to all of a sudden have this mystical change and look at you differently. they don't look at you differently. They look at you, you're an asset. And when they need you, that's when they use their asset. When it's done, they keep it moving. And so the whole idea of politics, Mr. Dick Gregory yelled at me one day after a show, and he said, how come the Muslims haven't developed their own realistic public a political action committee? He said, how come we don't have one that drives debate, that drives position, where they come to us like they do to some of the other religions, and we don't have a conflict with Islam? Will they come to Islam? That's I'm not Islam, but I'm saying that's not a political setup. We don't.
I love it. I love what you say and preach. I promise this is so true. Which I'm happy that I would have mentioned if he wasn't here. But what made me even love and like Imam Malik Mujahid is because he said, this is, I was like, you a Lone Ranger? Years ago, he said, we need to have our own think tank. We need to have our own people, our own networks. And I was like, I'm with this guy when he calls, because I haven't heard Muslims actually say that. They've all been going along to get along and always get disappointed. And how many times are you going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again? It doesn't make any sense. Let's develop ourselves. Let's come together. Then we don't have to worry about picking sides and, well, my boss said this and my boss said that. And guys, can you just do this? Can you raise your hands this time? Or can you, I don't know what it's going to take for us Muslims, as we said already. We're extremely thirsty, and we continuously seeking validation, and we have an inferiority complex where we be like, guys, love us, we're good people. I don't know what it's going to take, but we have the numbers and we have the financial power to really create our own and make rules with integrity, morals, and good manners. That's our job here. That's what our job is.
Yeah, like where's our Montgomery bus boycott? Seriously, when are we going to have that? It's like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I mean, I always think about the civil rights movement, and they had two groups. We're going to go in. We're going to go in these places where they won't serve us. We're going to sit at the tables, and da da. And then there was this other voice, like, wait a minute, I can build my own restaurant over here.
Mona,
I can build food over here.
Mona, are you seeing the participation of the Muslim community or Palestinians in Chicago or wherever you go, speaking up for their rights, running for office, putting themselves in the leadership position? Do you think these things are improving and changing in the community?
In the Palestinian community or the American Muslim community?
Yeah, both.
Well, I think in the American Muslim community, especially in Chicago, I think a lot of us are actually underground trying to figure out how to rebuild the system. Real talk. A lot of us that are intellects, a lot of us that are comedians, and especially Chicagoans in general, we have a tendency to think differently. We're entrepreneurs. East Coast does it one way, West Coast does it one way. Chicagoans tend to rebuild the system out from underneath it, and that's just a whole separate conversation. Palestinians are focused on fixing Palestine. Real talk. Like, they've gotten here, they're comfortable, but in the end of the day, there are people literally calling us saying, hey, your orphanage needs some money. I said, cool. Like, so our priority as international, like those of us that are Muslim, that have 1 foot outside of America and 1 foot in, we're constantly straddling a duality of our ethnicities, of our identities, of our nationalism. That's the thing that's so sad, is this new renaissance that's happening in the United States is actually 500 years from Europe. Europe's Renaissance had a lot of Muslim influence. It came out of the Dark Ages. Now, United States, watch, it's going to come out of the Light Ages with a lot of Muslim influence. Now it's about Muslims allowing themselves to unplug from what mommy and daddy from Pakistan or Palestine thinks that they should be, where they should be engineers or own some business, and actually invest in themselves and their community to actually get into politics. You're seeing glimpses of it. However, there's still this like really understanding what can I get away with saying, because especially more women, a lot of Muslim women are having to recapture their femininity that has been hijacked for a very long time, that our voice, peace be upon her, wasn't held as such regard as Khadijah. A lot of us in the United States really have to recapture what our voice is, whether we're Americans or we're Muslims, and create engagements that's integrous to what we believe and who we are, not about the bank. This politic game, we got to go back to what the republic was built on. You didn't want to be a president. You're like, oh man, I got to be a president now. That the world needs to The United States needs to wake up, pick up a book, read it, and get off their phones because the Narcissus effect is for real. We have no imagination left.
Okay. I got just 5 minutes left. I'm going to ask few questions. Thank you so much for that contribution.
All right.
And Mona got fired up. Shoot.
Finally some. So when are you running for Congress?
Okay, go ahead.
Inshallah 2024. If you know what, if Allah wants it now, Allah khair. Anjad Allah khair. I'm in Chicago. I'll run.
Hey, listen, Mona, I'm paying attention. I see three dynamics in this Mona right now doing this. All right, I saw the white side that you were talking about. That was all nice. And then I saw that hood side that you also referenced. And then when you said Allah khair, I heard that.
We are. That's what we are. Those of us that were born and are Muslim and were born in the hood and saw stuff, but also allowed to sit at the table at Carnegie Hall or in Europe or wherever. Those of us who get the game understand the blessing that Allah has set up in the most beautiful chess game ever for the rise, inshallah khair, of all the Muslims that have been pushed down. Watch.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Guys, I got just 3 minutes left. So let me ask you some yes and no questions. Do facts matter in this race?
Always
yes
facts matter. Always facts matter. Always.
Not to them.
Yeah.
Not to the
Yes
system.
and no.
Not to the
Okay.
system.
So next question. Do you expect election result to be announced the same night? Yes or no?
No, you're right. No, you're right. Good call, man. Good call.
Do you expect election to be settled a month after the election date?
We'll know as soon as coronavirus.
I do. I expect it to be done in a month. Yeah.
Do you expect guns being fired on the election day?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys want footage from
people
Chicago?
being not just guns being fired, but people being shot.
Yeah, they got to put those two together. Can I say something? Man, can I say something that was in the chat box? It's really, really important. The comment from the person about saying the word white. I just really, and I'm going to put this real gently. Listen, you have to say the word white. And if you're African American, you're African American Muslim, I'm going to tell you why. Because you know what? That is a part of going along and getting along. And African American Muslim identity has been under attack for a very long time. And we found nowadays we can't even talk about race. There has been a preeminent voice on race and George Floyd. You know why? Because we have to speak to these channels. So we say racism has to be anti-Muslim racism or anti-immigrant racism. And we don't have that organic place, our own identity, our own authenticity to speak. And I'm like, this is the problem. This is right in our own community that we can't even say this is how we feel. So we got to get past that because otherwise it's BS.
Yeah. No, it's true. You're right. Because the Muslim community isn't a unified thing. We have to make it unified. And not allowing you to say white. There we go. We're not unified. Allowing, preacher, what makes you say that? That's beautiful. I'm glad you added that because I felt some type of way when it showed up, but I wanted to address it, not just let it go past. But I honor you. Yeah.
Generally, now not sometimes they don't even say anything. They just be like, well, if he was a black guy, well, he was
All right. So I hope that you're the communicator.
Our own cultures.
You're communicators. You talk to people. I hope that you will continue to use your power to reach out. And if I were you, I will still be encouraging people to stand up, speak up, and still vote.
Yes.
And stay on the streets.
Yes.
Stay on the streets.
Yes.
Neither Biden nor Trump gonna do what you want them to do until you keep speaking up, remaining on the street, keep asking for your demands, and keep pushing and keep running for office. We got to be there. I'm just saying that, the chairman of a political party asked me in front of 1,500 people to run for office, run for Congress. And I say, listen, I hope I'm able to get 25 Muslims in the Congress. That I will be more successful instead of if I just ran for myself. So my role is that. And I hope all of you keep an eye on this, that we need to be our own voice. But he gave me one answer.
Yes.
He said, Malik, when in Congress people talk about nonsense, if there is one more Keith, at that time Keith Ellison was the only one in the Congress, they ask Keith, hey, what is this? And he will give them the real answer instead of they asking some interns who has been placed by somebody there. So we speaking up, showing who we are, voting, encouraging, taking the whole neighborhood with us will gradually liberate America from fear, hate, and anger. And I'd like to thank all of you for being with us. Mona Abu Rimshan, Preacher Moss, and Umar Regan, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you being with us. We didn't have anybody from East Coast or the left coast, but at least some people in the, from the Midwest were here.
I can do
Thank
it.
you
It's
so
fine.
much.
Everything's great.
Okay.
Thank you, Imam Malik Mujahid, for having me. Thank Preacher Moss and Mona, my fellow teammates, and also thank this Muslim Network TV. I want to see it keep on going. It's very strong, man. We need it and we build it. So, Ron.
Thank you, our producer Sherdil Khan, for arranging today's show and producing it. And thank you, Dr. Abdul Wahid. I hope you recover soon and fast. And thank you all for watching.
Yes.
Muslim Network TV on Galaxy 19 satellite. And don't go to Canada. We're there as well. Peace.